Butts.
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 You tell him, Mashe.
Yeah.
Well, we were left off in just a little bit of a pickle, as I seem to recall.
A little.
We met an we made it to one song, found it very much in ruin, and no sign of anybody but a very big artificial looking hole in the ground. That was weird. And then we found an old man. He seemed a little shaken up, a little suspicious, but you know, he seemed chill. Then the flesh dragon. The flesh
Corpse dragon.
Corpse dragon made of corpses and flesh and meat. Meat dragon came out of the hole.
You should have just kept it at the pause, and then the flesh dragon.
Then the flesh dragon, the meat dragon, the zombie meat flesh dragon. We beat it up. It was, well, I shouldn't say we beat it up. More like Adam fucking came over and just like throttled the fucking thing while the rest of us flailed.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Fucking Adam just like rolling like a 13 every time he touched the dice and just like, you know, suplexing the dragon like he's fucking Sabin running the fucking train. Dragon didn't last, but then old man stole Owl's soul, and that was really rude.
Yeah, we're a little distressed about that.
Yeah, Napano was pretty pissed. Can't say I blame Napano for being pissed. I would be kind of pissed too if someone jacked my bird.
Napano was pissed off enough to replace the bird with the meat dragon.
Yes, Napano then says, you know what? Fuck you. You like meat dragon so much, here's some fucking meat dragon. Meat's back on the menu, boys.
Time for an upgrade.
Dickhead old man tried to steal UA's soul too. That was rude. Reanimated the soldiers that came to end song, sicked them on us. That was also pretty rude, not gonna lie. But when Napano had enough and reanimated the meat dragon using the dragon amulet and fucking slammed him into the ground, then we knocked him out, and now Napano's got the owl soul in a jar. That's pretty cool. Don't know what to do with it though. Owl's not free.
Yeah, let's start by disarming this guy, and then we can interrogate the guy.
Okay. Do you think we should off-screen steal his shit or chop off limbs, or would Maje prefer that we pick up where we left off?
Let me just run down what you find on him. You remove his cloak, and as you recall last time, I described him as looking like he was skin and bones, and it very much still applies. He's like mostly bones, with skin over the bones.
Put all this meat in the dragon.
Extremely skinny.
Just like a gaunt skeleton man.
Is he... I have a question about that.
Yes.
Is he like too skinny? Like, it doesn't make any sense how skinny he is, because I mean, I'm sure that we've seen people like who've gone without food for a long time. Does this man look like he even has organs under his skin?
Oh yes, he still has like chest that could potentially hold organs, but he is extremely malnourished. It looks like.
Gotcha.
He's dressed in nice silk clothes beneath his tattered robe. So you have to like open those to like see just how much of a skeleton he looks like.
I want to like check for a pulse even. Can I do that? I just want to like
Sure.
grab his wrist and like feel along the artery, see if I feel anything.
Well, you don't feel anything, but that could also be because he's very old.
Mm.
Is his skin cold?
Yes.
Very cold?
Not very cold, but cold.
Okay.
Like, not
Are we-
dead cold.
Are we
Not
ta-
dead cold, but cold.
I was gonna say, are we talking like Aaron cold, or are we talking corpse cold?
Probably a little bit in between, I would imagine.
In between.
Mm.
He has these nice silk clothes underneath his robe that are old and don't look like they fit him anymore. Looks like this was something he wore way back when. Just decided, nah, I can still wear this. It's fine.
That's just
I wear this in my 20s. It was fine. It's still in.
Is there anything like an insignia or anything on it, or does it just look like normal clothes?
You do see an insignia on one of the sides. It looks like a brazier, like a big stone brazier, an emblem anyway, with a great flame in the center, and a pair of like tongs and hammers, kind of reaching in toward the flame.
Would I recognize this?
No, you would not.
Okay.
This is from Zhao. Unless you studied the history of Zhao, which I don't think you did.
Would I know it?
You might.
Roll for
Give me
it.
a spell lore and we'll see.
I'm from Joe.
You are from Zhao. You're basically, Yue, and Otto are the only ones from this fucking country.
Yep.
Is on her from this country?
On her.
The
Oh.
soul and the spirit?
Well, I mean, technically,
But maybe,
But, like,
I mean, technically even
thousands-
before Otto's time.
yeah. So
Don't know
I
how much that
something,
applies.
but probably not. But
Yeah,
in any
especially
case,
considering he was locked in a tomb for.
also
you know.
true.
It's true.
What's something interesting? I guess the simple thing is just that. Oh, this is related to the mountain. I heard about this. That symbol means like some weird sage cult in the mountain of Sunghong. That's that symbol. That's the symbol. That's the symbol for those guys.
This is
Okay.
the symbol for the weird sage cultists that live in the mountains of Sunhung.
The guys that you're looking for.
So this guy
So
might
he's
know
one.
where he might know where the sages are, huh?
Adam just kind of blinked a couple times. You mean to tell me you knew about a weird sage cult before
Yeah,
we
y'all
did
did.
this?
Well, my,
We all did.
you know, the
Well-
the lands of Zhao are full of many mystical oddities and weird things, and I
I
can't
very
begin to list them all. You know.
This is
I don't think we knew that
Why
he
we
was
were-
into, like, reanimating shit.
Well,
Well-
we don't know
No, but
that they
we were-
all are.
I don't necessarily know what the sages are about, but we do know that there are people that worship them.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't know if this guy is
This is-
indicative
Stages?
of
Yeah.
all the sages. If the other sages are going to treat us the same way as this guy, trying to harvest our souls, or if they're going to be different.
Yeah, this whole soul zombie thing seems like new information. Sorry, what were you saying, Aaron?
Well, I will say this:
Never
he's
mind.
alone. If he was working with others, I don't think that this would be a solo operation to take on a whole city a whole small village by himself.
He didn't need any help. He made the help.
That's true too. Of course, I think that if he was part of a bigger group, he would at least have someone to watch his back, wouldn't he?
Maybe. He thought he was untouchable.
The giant
We have.
Anyway,
corpse dragon turns his head and looks at you.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Aaron, what were you saying?
Yes, Aaron, what you saying?
before he wakes up, I'd like to tie him up and gag him.
Okie dokie.
I would like
Easily
to
done.
physically disarm him. I would like to cut his hands off at the wrists so he can't use those fancy rings.
Um,
I'm gonna
Just
stop
take
the
the rings off.
Pano short there and say, let's just take off the rings for now.
I'm not necessarily.
He-
Well,
has
Right.
powerful magic. I don't want any surprises when this guy wakes up.
Just keep a knife to his throat. Is that fine?
I'm gonna say, like, Wilder's gonna interject and say, you know what, I'm all good. I'm good for like a rousing round of maiming, just like anybody else. But this guy, if he's like part of this cult relating to the sages, he could be useful. He might be more forthcoming, not only with helping with your predicament, he says, motioning toward Napano, but our greater predicament as a whole, if we show restraint with the, the maiming and the disemboweling and the other types of
Disarming and delegging.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah.
If the rest of the stages on the mountain are anything like this guy, how much bargaining in good faith do you think we'll be able to do with them?
Who's to say that this guy is anything like any of the other sages? Do we even know that?
That's what we're saying. If he's a rogue element, they're not going to care if we dismember him.
Well,
He's
he
a
might.
clown.
We might need
why
him.
don't, as an extra precaution, we blindfold him? That way, he doesn't know what to do with his magic if he is able to do things with his hands. We'll tie him up. We'll blindfold him. We'll keep a knife to his throat, and we'll slit his throat if he gives us any trouble, because it's not worth it, obviously.
Well, look, I'm all for killing the old coot if he becomes a problem, but I think that as a bargaining man myself, we'd be in a better position if we can use his position as leverage to get something out of him.
Use him like a prisoner, you mean?
Yeah, potentially, or, torture him for information if we have to, or, just agree not to steal his limbs if he helps us.
If he's alive, he can lie to us. If he's dead and I make him talk, he has to be truthful.
Why don't we try and why don't we talk to him first, and if he doesn't start giving us answers, we start taking fingers.
Yeah, I gotta say,
Get his rings first.
You're a little,
and get that metal device he used to rip the souls off of people.
Yeah, we're just gonna take everything from him.
Yeah, take his stuff.
Okay, let me stop all of you and list the things he has. He has a ring on every single one of his fingers. He has a golden thing, not hanging off his neck. It is embedded into his upper torso.
Oh, that's seems like important information.
It's made of gold and engraved
maybe we
in
can take
old
that.
runes, and it is under his skin. It is in his skin. It is in his body. It is not hanging from him. It is embedded into him.
Do I know what that is
Is it flesh
regarding
on him?
these sage people?
No, with a 9, you do not. He has that device that looks like a magnifying glass but bigger, that's made of gold and has no glass in the center, and has like inscriptions around the ring.
That's what he
very
snatched,
nice, actually.
snatched the soul through, right?
Yes, he pulled a soul out through it.
How big is it?
Let's see. Not quite as big as your head, but pretty big.
Big enough for you to stick your arm through.
You could stick your arm through. You could reach through it.
It's like a little bit bigger than a bracelet. Okay.
Yeah. It's got a handle on the top and a handle on the bottom. Let's see, what else? Oh yes, the other thing he has several bottles, some of which have blue flames inside. Actually, there's at least a dozen that have blue flames inside.
Which are souls?
And the last thing he has is a large lantern-looking thing. That's is a sealed container with a flame inside. That flame, bright blue, and it burns intently. But you don't see any source of something that's burning. It's just floating in the center of this device.
So no fuel or anything, like you would in a normal lantern.
Do you have any money on him?
He's got some gold. He's got 30 gold in his pockets.
Nice.
pocketing that.
Is
Yeah,
the
take it.
blue flame in the lantern like a larger soul or a conglomeration of souls?
Well, can you still? Well, it is the same color. I can tell you that, and it looks similar. But I don't know without your owl, you can actually tell the difference.
No, but it looks like the flames in the bottles, so
Yes, it
there's
does.
a connection.
So you could make an assumption based on that. It could be a big soul, or maybe it's a lot of souls. It's hard to say.
One is worth 500 souls. The other is worth 10,000 souls.
Probably something like that.
Does that
Can
mean
I-
if we smash them, we can level up?
Curious.
Don't do it.
No, you won't get XP for killing things, Ed.
Yeah, but it's souls.
I
You're banned.
Gazelle falls in the pit. Gazelle gets lifted into the air mysteriously, and then falls to the corpse pit. And the corpse pit then seals.
I mean, it's probably the life force of this entire town. Like, he drained more than a dozen people. He needed something big to house that many souls, probably.
I'd like to examine the rings. Can I check them all out?
Sure, there's 10 in total.
Okay.
They all have different gemstones on them. They all have like a weird glow. They're all different colors. They are definitely magical. You feel the power coming from all of them.
Is there a green one?
Yes.
Gazelle wants to try that out. He wants to look at it.
No.
I do think
I'm,
the mages.
I'm using the rings right now.
I think the mages would be better suited for examining the magical artifacts.
But he's the great sorcerer Gazelle!
Sorcerer Gazelle!
That's
He's
what
the
I'm
great
saying.
sorcerer Gazelle who doesn't have his turn with the rings yet. Tori turn.
Okay. While Tori's playing with the rings, I would like to be looking really pathetic with my half HP and like trying to get sympathy help from UA.
She is helping you. She's actively helping you.
Hell yes.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of help.
Oh, very little bit.
Well, she
little bit
she
indeed.
can tell now that you're being
Wow.
needy and
I'm
you're just
ham-
trying to get her attention,
I'm
so she's
hamming it
not
up.
helping you as quickly.
Well, I'll take my 1
She's still
HP.
helping. Yeah, take your 1 HP. And she
She's
like
like-
bandages
We're
some of your
worried
wounds.
about Otto now.
She's like,
How would I
are you fucking hamming
How
it
would
up?
how would I roll to
Otto's
see what
fucked up.
the rings individually do before I use them? How do I like do an arcane check on them?
Do you have any move that allows you to do anything like that? This is an important question, because if you don't, the only way you're going to be able to figure out is to try them.
I have illusion magic, but nothing that's quite like detect. Except discern realities, maybe?
Would the questions in discern realities be able to work for that?
When you
don't-
closely study a situation or person.
I could give you some answers. I'll give you okay. Let me give you some rundown of like what you have seen him do and what Ring did that. Because
Okay.
you've seen him push everyone away.
Mhm.
You've seen him shield himself. You've seen him manipulate the dead. And there are rings that correspond to those. The green one was pushing everyone away. That glowed when that happened. The blue one glowed when he shielded himself. And the purple one seemed to always be glowing, and now it is no longer glowing.
No longer glowing.
Mm-hmm. There was another ring that was glowing. Well, you don't know which one was glowing because that's why he was kind of hidden a little bit. You couldn't quite tell.
Ominous.
What are all the colors?
Well, let's see. What did I
Purple.
list so far?
Put the list in the
I didn't
chat.
actually decide colors.
Blue.
You put green, blue, and purple so far.
Let's see. Green, blue, purple.
You come up with 10 colors. I believe in you.
There's an obsidian one, so obsidian. There's a red. There's a amber. Was it turquoise?
Turquoise.
Cool.
Oh no, what's more gemstones? Aquamarine! Aquamarine!
Aquamarine. Diamond?
Cyan colored.
Diamond.
There is a diamond.
Like how
There's
now
already-
we're going for gemstone colors, but before we had blue, purple, green. Those are
Can I go back and rename the green, purple, blue, and the green, blue, and
Yes.
purple to emerald, sapphire,
Yes.
and amethyst? Okay,
You can.
let's go for consistency. Emerald push, sapphire shield, purple, amethyst,
Opal.
Opal.
Purple is white.
red is gonna be ruby,
Be kind
turquoise.
of
Turquoise is a gemstone, is it not?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
did you say any others after diamond?
Aquamarine.
Aquamarine and opal. And amber. Don't forget the amber one.
I have emerald, sapphire, amethyst, obsidian, ruby, amber, turquoise, aquamarine, diamond, opal, and I think is
That's
that all
10.
10?
That's 10. Hooray! We got there.
Yay!
So we've only seen what 3 of them do.
Yes. And one of them also did another thing, but you don't know which one did that.
So
What I did.
one was activated during this last fight. Okay.
It was activated until he started fighting. I cannot tell you which color it was.
Do we know
The-
how he activated them? Did he have to do anything
he didn't.
specific?
He didn't seem to have to do anything specific, except maybe raise his finger. That was about it.
Okay, there's
Not
no
sure.
incantation.
The other thing I would say that you can kind of figure out, just because you know magic, and anyone here who knows magic can kind of also tell us, these things are not powered how normal magic items are powered.
So I can't just pick up the magnifying glass and start playing with it.
Oh, that one's a different thing. But I more mean that
I
a
would
normal
like
magic
to
item has magic engraved into it, and like has a spell and cast into it. This is similar, but not quite the same. The power source is different, and I think you can all guess what power source it is.
Hmm.
On
These
all of these.
souls. These are all powered by souls.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Why
shouldn't
else
use
would he gather them?
Full weapons.
They're also all extremely well made.
Hmm.
They're beautiful
We
and
should bring.
and kind of terrible to look upon.
We should just destroy them.
We may need them. I think destroying them now would be a terrible waste.
Well, you want to gamble with your soul?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we may have use of them later. And destroying
some-
them now would not help us at all.
Somebody say
We can
gamble.
destroy them. We can destroy them at any time that they become a threat to us. But
We
they're not in the sage's hands now, so we have them.
can gamble.
We're
We
not
learned
gonna-
about the sages from the control unit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so Adam just kind of speaks up. Well, if these are powered by souls, then that lends credence to what that big guy was saying. So I think this is the stuff we're looking for.
Oh, shit, that means all of their weapons, anything that they could provide us, is probably going to cost souls.
Man, that is really, really morally gray. Are we ready to cross that line? I think we kind of have already. We just had to have an argument about maiming.
I mean, the mask I'm using is made of the collective souls of Tengri who've died.
It is why you all came here, is to find weapons powered by souls.
Hey, Majay, I'm going to be
Adam.
bad,
Yep.
and I'm going to pick up the magnifying glass.
Okay, you pick it up. What do you do with it? sucker.
I'm going to hold it up and look through it.
You hold it up. Who are you looking at? Are you looking at anybody?
How about you, eh?
You look at Yue.
Oh,
You peer through it, and damn, she's pretty.
Boy, how?
But she looks normal.
She looks normal. Okay.
Yeah. There's like a weird, like, kind of. It does kind of feel like you're looking through magnifying glass, but that might also just be because you're looking through a ring. That kind of fucks with your perceptions a little bit. So you don't know if that's actually an effect or not, but you don't see anything weird other than that.
What if I turn and look at Otto?
Same thing. You're just looking at Otto. Boy, he's a handsome boy.
Yes, he is. Look at that boy. He's a good boy. What if I pan around and look at the flesh dragon, Tori, and then the old man?
You see the flesh dragon, Tori, and the old man, and they look about the same as you did, except the flesh dragon is horrifying to look upon. Tori is pretty, and the old man is horrifying to look upon.
So I'll not see anything peculiar by just peering through it.
Nope.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hold it away from my head, turn it around, and say, "I think this thing's broken."
Are there any buttons or anything that?
Nope.
I'm gonna.
Bono ought to give it a go.
Hold up. I'm gonna keep playing with it. I'm gonna keep panning around, and I'm gonna look toward Gazelle and Barry, and then Adam. Anything weird?
No.
Did you look at any of the souls in the jar?
Yeah, as I was going to say, I'm going to look toward Napano and the jar that Napano's holding.
Looks the same.
Looks the same? Alright, well then I'm going to slowly pan around the room, and I'm going to take a peep, not like with gusto, but just kind of while sweeping around the room with it, look at that lantern.
Look at the lantern?
Yes.
You see the lantern.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Nope.
You're
just looking through a ring of a big magnifying glass looking thing. Except it's gold, and it's covered in engravings.
Alright, well, I'm going to shrug and say, well, this is probably worth something at least.
Yeah, he has a... I mean, as dangerous as this equipment is, it is very finely crafted.
Yeah, I'm going to stick it in my pocket.
It's too big to fit in your pocket.
I was going to say, he said it was about big enough for your arm to fit through.
Is it like
it's big.
Am I allowed to like put the handle in my back pocket and have it sag my pants down a little bit?
I mean, you can't, but it'll be sticking out of your pocket. It'll be visible.
It's very visible.
You can't hide it very easily.
You have
to like stick it in a big bag.
I look kind of stupid while I'm doing that, and then I'm going to fiddle with it a little bit, and then I'm going to say, fuck it, and take it out, and then stand it up next to me. How tall is it?
It's not that tall. It's about the size of like your forearm.
Okay, so it's not like a staff or like a cane. Okay.
It's got like a handle on the bottom and like a carry handle on the top, so like you could dangle it from your hand, or you could hold like this handle on the bottom and hold it up.
Okay, weird. Well, I guess I've lost interest in it then. I'm not gonna. Well, actually, what I'm gonna do is say, who has the Emperor's sack?
Don't put it in the sack. That means we're gonna have to roll to get it back out of there.
That's probably a good thing, but...
No, keep it handy. It's the thing that sucked the souls out of people. We're gonna need it to restore them.
You think so?
Was it what he used?
It is. Yes, this is what he used.
He held it up toward Napano's owl, reached through it with his arm, and plucked, well, the owl, I guess, because the owl was all soul, and pulled it back through, and it was a little flame afterwards.
Well, Lyle did see that happen, but he's not a mage or something, so he's not, like... I don't know if I'm crazy enough to put my arm through it, but you know what, I am. Well, hold on, I'm going to roll, see how stupid I am.
Napano would have seen it.
Can we try pushing one of the little bottles with a soul through it from the other way?
Oh,
I have another question about the ring I'd like to ask after you guys swim. This is a bit of an avalanche of questions, people talking right now.
I'll let you ask your question before I do my thing.
You push a bottle. You want to push a bottle through it?
Maybe one of the unmarked ones, not my owl.
You attempt to take one of the bottles and push it through the ring. Nothing happens. The flame is still in the bottle.
I'm still playing with this thing. Nice try.
Is the device any different if you, like, flip it around and put the soul out through the other way?
No, it is no different.
Okay.
I stick my...
Let me give some transparency here. The problem does not appear to be how you're using it.
Okay, fair enough. I stick my arm through it and wiggle my fingers.
Nothing happens.
What happens? Okay,
Again, it's not how you're using it that's the problem.
I take my arm back out, shrug, and then just toss it back to the pile of the other artifacts we looted from this dude. Be like, yeah, whatever.
Is there anything in that pile that we haven't, like, played with yet? Because we have the rings. And
The lantern.
I'm interested in the rings, but they're a bit... I'm not big on...
He probably does
them.
have some sort of dagger. There's a wicked-looking dagger amongst his belongings as well. But he didn't take it out, so you have no idea what it is and what it does.
I'd like to examine it.
I've already playing with it. It's already mine. I've put it in
You
my
already
pocket.
played with the ring. You don't get to play it.
Yeah,
You didn't tell me there's a knife!
Let's give the dagger off to Otto.
Otto already has a cool dagger!
Here. What's that you got there? A knife! No!
Another knife!
Otto's just collecting knives now.
You gonna examine this dagger, Otto?
Evil knives.
Hmm. What does the dagger do? Give me a spout lore, if you please.
He's so angry.
Let's see. Something interesting, but you have to make it useful. Let's see. As you pick up the dagger and you kind of move it through the air, it kind of whistles as it moves through the air.
Neat.
It is extremely light. It is finely crafted. The blade appears to be very sharp.
Hey Otto, this is a pretty cool knife you got there.
Otto's gonna give it to Lyle.
That's fine. This Lyle couldn't play with it is the only problem. Lyle can have it. Just Lyle was fucking with the ring for so long. He can't be the one to expect it.
I pick it up.
Okay.
I think it's cool.
It is very cool. It is extremely sharp.
Ooh. Do I cut my finger on it?
Okay, you're gonna have to explain to me how you do that.
Oh.
He tries to flip it.
Yeah. I'll flip it in my hand.
You try to flip it in your hand, and do you fuck up? You're gonna defy danger to see if you fuck up.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, see if this man is flipping the dagger.
Stacks, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be plus dex.
Okay. You barely catch it in time, but as it closed in your hand, you had a shiver running up your spine as the blade just narrowly avoided piercing into your hand. You're not sure why.
Cut my glove a little bit.
It cut your glove, like perfectly.
Ooh. Wow, that is sharp. This is... Oh. It's a little... It's like...
Otto's just gonna stare at him.
So cool, it's all like tingly. It's like...
Your glove is split in half.
Completely?
Yes, it is extremely sharp.
Wow, look at that. I'm going to pull my fingers off the glove, so it's
The
like...
top half is separated.
The top half of the glove separates. Whoa.
I'm gonna very gently take it back from him.
Oh.
I'm taking
Like a baby's first knife. Imagine, these things cut. Who would have known?
Yue looks at you like, please don't stab your own hand. I'm still treating your wounds. Please be careful.
Oh damn, who's Ikane?
Otto, please. I promise I'll be good. Can let me see it. Let me see it. Let me please, Otto. Yes.
Yeah, I'm giving it back.
I'm gonna take the knife back.
Put it away.
Try not to cut your arm off.
No promises.
There's a whole ass flesh dragon you could try that on.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stab the flesh dragon.
Or a wall.
Can you
Oh
not?
God. It's our friend right now.
You stab the flesh dragon?
I'm just giving him a little stick in the arm.
It slides in without any resistance.
Oh. Like a hot knife and butter.
It only stops. It doesn't. The only reason it stops is because you have run out of knife.
I pull it out.
I mean, the corpse strike doesn't give a shit. It doesn't care. It doesn't even notice.
See, that's fine.
That's pretty pointy. I like it.
Is there like a sheath that you can put that in that it won't cut through, so that you can carry it safely?
He had it, so there must be a sheath. I'm not gonna. It would be very funny to make you solve that problem. It's like, well, I'll put it in my pants, and your pants get torn to pieces. It's like, oh shit, my pants!
Every time you put it away, you have to defy danger.
It would be very funny. And that might be a gag we do at some point. But no, there's a sheath.
Cool.
That's all he had on him. So there's still the lantern you haven't inspected. You haven't inspected the thing that's embedded into his upper chest.
Okay, well, while we're talking about that, can we, like, string this guy up using the immovable rod? Like, tie his arms?
You could tie him to the immovable rod.
That's what I'm saying, like, suspend it in the air and tie his arms to it so that his arms are up and he's kind of dangly and we could look at his chest easy.
Are we sure we want to attach him to a magical artifact when we have perfectly good rope?
Yeah.
You have to tie him to the immovable rod. But yes, you can dangle him if you want.
Okay, I'll dangle him then.
You dangle him and tie him to the immovable rod.
I'm going to take the rings, and I'm gonna head on over here, and I'm gonna let the others interrogate him while I mess with the rings a bit.
Yeah, is he just like ragdolling while we're doing all this? Is he awake or is he asleep?
No, remember he's doing his honk shoo. It was funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, yeah. But like he's still up to that then.
Yue and I can look at his weird chest thing.
Okay, you guys do that. I'm gonna play with my knife in this corner.
While they're doing that, I would also like to examine the soul-snatching magnifying glass. Ideally to see how it functions, and if I can reverse engineer it.
Okay. You hold onto it, and you use harmonic resonance. As your consciousness zips away, and you are now in a dark room. There is a basin of what looks like lava or molten metal. It's hard to tell. And above that is a series of tools dangling. There's this old man stands before this basin of molten metal or rock and appears to be working with a forge. You see the shape of the ring being formed. You see it being shaped and created, the handle put together. You see it being pulled from the molten metal, being shaped and formed almost as if magic. But you see, it's a hollow shell at first. It's just the physical shape, the gold, the engravings, they're all there. But you can tell that it's empty until you watch as this old man pricks one of his fingers and taps the top as blood surges through the engravings and circles it. And it seems to thrum for a moment. And then he pulls out that lantern and dangles it. And you watch him speak words you don't understand as his words echo through the room. The molten metal beneath in the brazier ripples from his words as the souls begin to shoot out from the lantern. You start to hear screaming as the souls are pulled into the ring. They surge inward and surge forward like a gout of flame, surging into it and disappearing within the ring. After a few moments, the flame is left as a small little candlelight in the small lantern, in the big lantern, and the ring hovers silently. He reaches out and takes the bottom handle into his hand and examines. He looks through it, and you watch him have a crooked smile. And then you're back.
So we saw how it was forged, not so much how to use it. Other than that, the soul stealing device is also powered by souls. Who would have thought?
He
Okay.
did put his blood into it.
Yeah, there was the blood component, but also some unknown incantation, so tricking yourself might not be the best idea.
Yeah. Was this old man the sage before us, or a different guy?
It's the same old man.
No, so he forged it.
He looked
himself.
just as old as he does now, but you get the feeling that that was a long time ago.
Hmm.
Not as long as when you looked at Otto, but a while ago.
Mm.
Okay. I'll share that with anyone who is nearby and wants to hear it. But we can move on to Otto and Yue checking out the gold chest with him.
Interesting.
Okay. This will probably be a spout lore, Otto.
Okay.
And roll another d6 for UA helping you. Ugh, okay,
Oh.
so you get the 8. This device in his chest is active. It has not stopped being active. It is still active. It doesn't appear to be doing anything to your surroundings or you. It appears to be doing something with him specifically. But you don't know exactly what that means. Beyond that, it appears to be an effect that is only applying to him.
Hmm.
It is
Yeah,
also, from your medical knowledge, like almost like surgically implanted into him. So if you were to remove it, you would kill him. There is no way to remove it without killing him.
Yeah. It's too close to his vitals.
Correct. It is like replacing part of his ribcage and probably part of his
Sounds
organ.
like a him problem.
Probably keeping him alive or something.
Maybe. Hard to say. I can't tell you.
Could be his fuel source.
It also is powered by souls. I mean, that's all his things are powered by souls. I'm not gonna. It's pretty. It's this whole deal, man. It's this whole deal.
Makes sense.
Adam just kind of narrows his eyes. I mean, even if he were to help us, we really want to leave something like this around for others to wander into.
That's a good point.
I don't know. This this bothers me quite a bit. It's clearly an affront to nature, but I suppose we're all dealing with things that are less than natural these days.
Well, we could always like just tell him we're gonna help him and then kill him when we're done. I guess if that's how you want to play it. The old double cross. Sha. I'm gonna wave the knife around.
You should be careful of that.
What's the worst that could happen?
About ready to wake him up then and interrogate him? I think we've examined all his items best we can.
Yeah.
Adam just kind of shrugs and leans against the wall, sort of posted up, just watching.
I got this. Don't worry.
Honestly, that knife could probably fuck him up. Keep that ready.
Yeah,
It's
all right.
true. I dare say that might go through whatever that is, like a hot knife through butter, if you will.
Yeah. All right. Well, just keep all tall, dark, and fleshy handy over here, and he's gonna take a look at the dragon.
I'm gonna pull Yue behind me.
Mhm.
Okay. She stands behind you. She ceases to help
Thank you.
Lyle.
Is
Yeah, she stopped earlier anyways.
Does anybody else want to do anything before I start slapping this guy? Any gazelle or Tory action?
Gazelle, Tori, do you want to do anything before you wake him up?
I would like to try one of the rings.
Okie dokie. What color you want to try?
I want to try the obsidian ring.
All right. Obsidian, noted. How do you want to use it? Like, do you point it at something? Do you just hold it up and, like, squeeze your hand? Explain to me how you attempt to use it.
I'm going to
What finger are you putting it on?
put it on, and I'm gonna channel some of my magic into it and kind of point it in the direction of this well here.
Okay.
Just point at it.
Give me... what would be appropriate here? It's either just a raw 2d6 or you're going to roll Defy Danger. Which sounds more fun.
Defy danger.
Defy Danger. Defy Danger, and you're going to do... with your intelligence.
Defy danger with my intelligence modifier.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, now remind me, when I roll with intelligence, I do the intelligence from the drop down, and then in the
Yep.
box next to that, do I add my modifier?
No, you
No,
just
to do
choose
it
a type.
automatically.
I'll do it automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. Oh no.
Interesting. Well, you're going to find out what the ring does. But you might get hurt.
Well,
I
that's
want
a pip.
Give me the bip. Give me the bip on the amulet.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course, I will do the thing. You pointed at the well, which, by the way, was fine. The well was fine, except it was a sign of damage, but it had water at the bottom. But you're gonna fuck that up right now. You point the obsidian ring at the well, and you watch as, like, the black within the ring swirls and then shoots out like a bolt and moves into the well, but doesn't go terribly deep. It kind of disappears. He's like, well, what does that do? Then you wait for a second, and you watch as this black void expands out from the well, consuming the well and the ground around it until it reaches about your feet, and you have to stumble backwards before it consumes you. Let's see. Does it actually... Actually, that's going to be pretty lethal if it hits you.
Is it slow moving or quick moving?
It's pretty
Like-
quick, actually.
Okay.
Let's see.
Make him do another roll with Dex before you hurt him.
Yes, do a roll of Dex before I hurt you.
I'll do another Defy Danger because
Yes.
it's so
Yes.
last time.
Dex this time.
With Dex. Whew, phew, you succeeded.
Partially.
I'm gonna move back a pace, or however far I need to.
Yeah, Shere Khan's just watching this shit like, the fuck are you doing, idiot?
All right, here's the thing.
Indeed.
If you, well, what's all right, Tori? I have to actually offer you a bargain. Let's see. What's something you have that you really like
Oh.
Oh no.
Something I have that I really
that you could
like.
drop, that you could drop from your person,
Oh.
as you have to back up quickly? A weapon, a piece of equipment.
Don't say the mask.
Tell me what you cherish most. Give me the pleasure of taking it from you.
Damn, something I really like. Well, I don't use my rapiers anymore, but I used to like to use them a lot in the pinch.
If you want to drop a rapier, I will accept that, because the alternative is I take a limb.
Oh.
You can have this.
Oh.
You can have the rapier.
Because what happens is the well, the ground around it, all getting consumed by this darkness before it suddenly contracts, and there is now a crater where those were.
Oh, the hole.
Oh, is this how he dug this hole?
One could surmise, perhaps, except he appears to have much more control of it than you do, because you just made a crater. He made a perfect square.
He did
what
it
do
by
we
making his
hear?
hands into a triangle.
So he just ate the well.
The well is gone, and your rapier is also gone.
It's a nice sword. God, what the fuck is this ring?
Was it like an explosion or was it
Mm.
quiet?
Just like imploding.
It was quiet.
itself.
It was silent. It was silent. There was no sound. There was like a sucking motion when it retracted, but that's it. As though the air was being pulled down.
A miniature black hole just sucking in everything in the area and then...
Uh-huh.
The only witness
Uh,
being the Royal Dragon. Just being like, whoa.
Did
what the
anybody else? Did anybody else see that?
Gazelle's outside. Gazelle, did you see that?
Gazelle,
The
he like
walls
kind
are
of glanced
gone.
over at first. He just kind of glanced. No, actually, what it was,
Barry's
Gazelle
like,
didn't
"Oh."
see it at first. Barry is the one who saw it. And like, huh? Huh?
Harry is freaked out because that was fucked
He
up.
alerted Gazelle, and Gazelle like double takes. Like,
Shere Khan and Barry are fucking scared.
Yup. Yeah, Shergon's like running and like kind of like
Hide-
barrels through. Not
Hide
just
behind
that.
him.
What did you do? I'm just kind of
I
steps
think when he
out.
looks, we'll just see that the well is just gone and there's a crater where it was.
So, he used the ring. Did it consume one of the souls in the bottles that we obtained? Or...
No.
How...
It does not
But-
consume a soul.
The souls were used to create them, but not to use them?
Mm-hmm. That's what one might assume. I don't know. I guess
Okay.
I just confirmed that, but yeah.
I feel less morally against using them then, because they already exist. I thought they were powered by souls. I thought like one soul per use was consumed.
Well, these rings, perhaps not, but who knows? You've only tried one.
Gazelle wants to go
But
grab the
also-
green ring.
I'm gonna pluck it from
Also
Tori.
using-
I'm not handing them out.
You're playing with those.
I need to know what they do before I start passing them around to the party. 'Cause
No, you're,
obviously this one created a black hole. What the fuck do the other ones do? We can't have that shit going around free.
you sound a little
Can we
spooked.
not?
You sound like you're too spooked. You sound like maybe Gazelle could just walk up and snatch it while you were staring at the crater.
That's kind of what I was implying, yes.
Do that.
Unless
Dibs
I-
on the manipulate dead one once we do start passing them around like candy.
Adam just kind of crosses his arms. Can we not kill ourselves trying out the weird soul things?
wait.
What's going on over there?
I have a plan.
Let me
I have a plan.
let me fill the rest of these out before we start. Holy shit! I went away so you guys could focus on the old man while I saw what these did. Need to know what power he had and what else we had to expect.
I want to see Gazelle's Shinra Tensei.
I do too. I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe if Gazelle asks me very nicely.
So
of just trying to
snatch it while you're like
Snatch that shit.
looking at the crater.
You're just gonna steal from me? Okay.
Yeah,
Snatch
get
it
it.
while you're not.
And just
I'm gonna use
Roll.
this because it's
that works. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, that
Just
works.
kind of rolls his eyes
copy
and
that, put on the map. Scoop a doop doo, paste. Cover that. Expand. Now gone.
Sure, that
You,
works.
you see where the well continues on in the middle of the crater, because that well was deeper than that. So it was like a little hole in the middle of the crater.
Hey, and the water's still down there.
That's
And the
like,
water kind of spills out a little bit into the crater.
Wow. Tori's going to keep
Pretty
this
crazy.
ring. This one's hers.
mm.
All right, you gonna try out all the others, or leave it at one for now?
I want to see what
Should I
Gazelle
try
does
the others?
before we move on.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Gazelle's gonna snatch the ring, the green ring.
Whoa, that was
Okay.
cool.
That was pretty cool.
But hey,
I have an idea. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
be careful. Look what this one just did.
So far, Lyle has almost sliced his arm off. Tori's almost sucked herself into a black hole. Can't wait to see what Gazelle's gonna do.
You go over
Gazelle's
there.
going to take the ring.
Tori's gonna point. Go over there. Get some
Gazelle's going
distance.
to take the ring.
Confiscate things from all
Shut up!
of you.
He's got the ring.
Gazelle is going to take the ring
So goes over here.
and put it on Barry's horn.
Oh,
You put it on. Very hard.
Yes. He's just gonna slide it on Barry's horn like it's a
okay.
like,
It doesn't go very far because it's a ring, so it's not
Yeah.
gonna go terribly far in
Not
his whole
gonna go-
horn. But it goes on there. It's yeah, it fits.
gonna hang.
Guess who just became
Very
your
looks up at
Kaite?
And then he's gonna hold up.
What did you say?
I said, guess who
Hold
just
up, Barry,
became
and-
your Kaite?
He's gonna point Barry. He's like, okay, Barry, go for it. He'll
Barry
point Barry
wiggles his
at
horn.
like, the house over here.
And Barry wiggles his horn.
Mhm.
Nothing happens.
Hmm.
Barry doesn't know how to use magical items.
No, it's fine, Barry. No, you can do it. I believe in you, Barry.
He just keeps wiggling his horn. Keeps
Maybe
trying.
just-
God bless him.
Focus.
He's trying his hardest. He's
No,
trying.
no, hold up, Maja. I gotta ask a question now.
Uh huh.
I seem to recall when I was climbing Barry's back, he exploded with fire magic.
Uh huh. That's not using a magical item.
It
That is
doesn't.
a natural effect of his being.
It does imply that he has some magical energy in him.
Again, that does not mean he knows how to use it.
That's fair, but I'm saying there's a chance.
He has flame sacks in his jowl. That's where the fire comes from.
He could learn. I'm not saying he couldn't learn. He just doesn't know how. Still doesn't know how.
Well, it's
try
good
some
to.
magic shouts.
He's the apprentice of the great sorcerer. It'll be fine.
Hmm. All right, Barry. It's okay. We'll just leave it there. You'll figure it out eventually.
Nuts.
You just gonna Futru Da someone, and it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
All the physics objects go crazy.
We'll keep practicing.
Are you guys done destroying what's left of the town?
No.
Honestly,
but you guys
this
can
is
go and do your own thing now.
this is
Okay.
the best time to do it. So.
We're moving on from that, and we're gonna start interrogating, and you can try rings as we go.
Alright, well, I'm going to take off my glove, the one that's half a glove, and start slapping this guy left to right with it.
It's fingerless now. Fingerless glove.
You slap him,
Wake up! Hey,
Where
Grandpa!
am I? Where is it? Why am I dangling? Oh, it's you.
Yeah, hey, yeah.
No, he is gagged. He can't
Huh?
talk.
Oh, no. Hey, you sound
No,
like
Barry.
Barry.
He he glares at you.
Hey, sorry about the rude awakening, old man, but, I think we're even. Wouldn't you say?
We're
I guess
not even until he restores the stole of my bird.
Alright, well, look. Yeah.
He looks at Apollo and rolls his eyes, and then looks back to Lyle.
Well, kind of rolls his eyes too, but, with his back upon him. I was like, alright, well,
Wow.
Wow.
Rude.
hey, alright, well, for what it's worth, I did con artist this guy, and I had 3 questions, and I still am holding one, I think.
You do have one question left. What's your question?
So, I'm going to click it just to see my questions, get them fresh.
Okay.
So, I'm going to say, how could I engage this guy in conversation?
Well, beyond the obvious of removing his gag.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. You get the feeling that he does not see any of you as valuable beyond, what he could take from you. But he seems annoyed, but he doesn't seem like he's about to leap at you or like attempt to murder you immediately. He seems just annoyed. Like this is just an inconvenience. So you feel like you could engage in conversation so long as you have him pinned as you do? And that would be you be okay? Especially since you've removed all his items.
Well, I guess I should ask, what, not so much in a, how can I physically talk to him, but how can I
Promise him something you want, or what he wants.
Threaten him.
Okay.
You get the
Threaten
sense
work?
from just his expression, threatening would do nothing. He would not care.
Mm-hmm.
The way he looks at you is just like that you are beneath him. You are an ant. You are nothing.
Sure. Okay.
You get the feeling that if you could offer him something or some sort of promise, he might be more willing to cooperate.
Right.
If you can offer him something he would want, he would be more willing to engage with you.
Okay. So he's open to parlay. All right. Well then.
Now, you do have him tied to an immovable rod. You have all his magic items.
Got a lot of leverage.
You got a bit of leverage. And you also have a giant corpse dragon.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm gonna.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say to this guy, okay. It seems like we kind of got off on the wrong foot here. Okay. Now, as I seem to recall, that's on you. Because we came here, minding our business. We were pretty cool to you. And you kind of tried to kill us quite a lot. So, I'm going to say we're not overreacting with all this here. As you might have noticed, you are still breathing, and against the better judgment of some members of our party,
he starts not paying attention to you and starts looking around. Like he's starting to just not pay attention to you as you keep going on.
I'm going to slap him with the glove, try to get his attention.
He is slapped, and he just kind of looks at you like...
Hey, eyes up here, old man. Listen.
He just kind of stares at you like a get to the point.
Mm. All right. Since we're short attention span here, I don't want to kill you, but a lot of people in this room do, and I'm okay with letting them do that. But I got a feeling you would rather we don't kill you, and frankly,
He looks away again. Again, he does not care about your threats. Your threats don't mean anything to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have the dragon like bend his arm and enough to make the bone snap.
You watch as the arm bends and breaks, and he just makes no sound. He doesn't. He like looks annoyed.
All right. Well, I was gonna.
And then glances at you.
He's gonna
and, looks at Napano curiously.
All right. Well, I was gonna look up at the dragon.
He's beating around the bush.
Look up at the dragon.
How do we use the device to restore the bond between souls?
All right. Well, I'm just never mind. Okay. Have fun.
Get in there, Napano.
He looks down at his gag, because he's still gagged, and looks back up at you.
I'll let him take off the gag, or...
He's
very tied up. I think
his arms are bound. He can't do that.
Yeah, one of us will pull the gag down.
Would you like a stepping stool so you could reach up and get it?
Adam can pull it down.
Finally. What is it you want?
Tell us how to use your device to restore the bond between souls.
He looks at you for a moment. He leans his head forward and just kind of quietly says, "You can't. You are incapable."
Is that the same? Is that the case for everything you've made up in the mountains?
The devices I've crafted for my personal use, yes.
So the device won't work for anyone but you?
Correct.
Not even the other sages on the mountain could use it?
No.
Did Napano relay any of the information that she saw from the vision?
Yes, I believe Napano said this as much, yes.
I suppose that makes sense. It was made with your own blood, after all.
How do you know that?
You'd be surprised what we're capable of.
I'd like to try the ruby ring now, if I can take a moment.
Oh, no.
Okay, what are you pointing it at? Give me a roll.
Probably don't do that while we're all in the room together.
I'm
doing it outside?
Yeah, I'm over here now. I've kind of repositioned myself to be a little further away. I know that the actually I might go even further. I'm gonna go about way over here.
What if you?
Because I didn't exactly want that green ring to be stolen because I didn't know what its effects would be, and man, Gazelle was the last person I wanted its hands to fall into.
Too bad.
So I'm going to roll on the red.
Okay, what are you doing? What are you pointing it at? Are you pointing it at something, or are you holding it to yourself? What are you doing with it?
I'm going to put it on.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to point at this house.
Okay. Give me a roll.
It's coming.
Defy danger intelligence.
Ten.
Okay. Well, you won't suffer any consequences of this, but you do get to see what it does. You point the ring at the house. You watch as the ring glows brightly, and you watch as little bits of flame begin to eke out of it, and like a stream, gathering together in front of your finger until it's like a small ball of light. And you kind of jiggle your finger, and it just gets flung forward, and it vanishes in the house. You watch the light kind of peer out from the window. It reaches a certain point and touches a wall. and you watch as the house is engulfed in a massive fireball and explodes.
You're gonna imagine there's like a explosion, just in the dead quiet of this village full of dead people. All you hear is,
Correct. Everyone hears a massive explosion outside of the house. And
Adam
anyone who
just
looked
smacks
out,
his
there's
forehead.
now a crater. I'm just gonna make a circle here. About that big. That is now a scorching ruin. The trees are now caught on fire. And they like almost a blue flame for like a moment before it turns to like a regular orange flame.
Adam just kind of steps out, grumbling. Can we not go anywhere without you setting something on fire?
it's I'm keeping this one too.
Grand fireball is what I'm going to call that.
So, fireball ring,
Grand fireball.
grand fireball.
It's bigger than the thing Adam or Lyle has. I think somebody had like a necklace of fireballs.
It's about the
Yes.
same size, but you believe the intensity is much higher because that house is gone. It is now just it's another crater. You made another crater, Tori. Good job.
Fire.
Fire.
I'm just like looking at the rings, looking back, thinking like this. He could have just used these, whatever, and he could have just killed us. He could have blown us up. He could have put us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure could have.
Make us disappear
The
into
sage
black
kind of
hole.
glances out toward where you hear the sound and looks amused.
All right. Well, cut back to the interrogation.
Yeah, Adam kind of
Otto.
just walks back in
What's
after
up, Otto?
shaking his
What's
head.
up, Otto?
Go ahead, Otto.
Otto's just going to turn around and see Tori.
Sorry. Please stop.
No, I don't think I will.
Says that quietly so Otto doesn't hear.
Okay, you can continue. Jesus.
All right, so that's 2 rings he could have used to just blow us to Kingdom Come.
Well, obviously
Yes.
he wanted to harvest our souls. He can't do that if
Harvesting the
nothing
souls from
left.
utterly destroyed corpses is tedious, and I prefer not to do that. So yes, I would have preferred to maim you and remove your limbs, and then remove your souls from your armless, legless corpses. Especially now that you've broken my arm, I'll have to get it replaced. He kind of wiggles his broken arm as it kind of flops and cracks uncomfortably.
Walk it off.
So, sorry about that.
You're not.
We're not.
No.
Why are you harvesting the souls? What do you need so many for?
I need them for my craft. I need them to forge. The sages of the mountain are stingy and don't like my methods, so I came down from the mountain to harvest from fresh sources.
So the others aren't as sick in the head as you. That's good to know.
Very rude, little goblin.
Very rude of you to
Let me
steal our
correct
companion.
myself, little half-dead goblin. How close to death are you right now, I wonder? How fragile is your little soul? I can see it.
Hey, you want to have a race there? You're closer than me at the moment.
Oh, I know far more about death than you, little goblin. That much is very evident. You wouldn't have let your owl fly so freely if you really knew better. You really have only yourself to blame. Leaving it out in the open like that, of course it would be taken. You think
Oh,
souls are immune to harm?
I'm gonna lunge forward and put like my blade to his throat. Tell me how to restore them.
Hmm. Well, once it's removed, it's detached. How was it attached originally? That is not my doing. The attachment of this thing to your soul. Why not
It's gonna be
seek help from the one
silent.
who did? Why not seek help from the one who did it to you before?
Adam just kind of tilts his head slightly. What's he getting at?
Can you feel death encroaching, little goblin? How do you feel right now, I wonder?
I'm not gonna dignify him with a response. I'm just gonna.
But let's be real. Do you think Napano is kind of not feeling very well right now, given that that part of your soul has been removed?
Oh no, they're having a psychotic breakdown.
Are
But they're
they
just
no, but physically are they doing are you breathing heavier? Or is your chest a little tighter? Are you kind of not feeling great? A huge chunk of
probably.
yourself has been removed. So yeah, you're probably like sweating and stuff. Like your hands are clammy. You don't look you look like you're getting sick. Probably.
Yeah,
Which
we're
is saying something considering how they normally look.
Yeah.
a little bit agitated.
Beyond yeah, and
But
beyond yeah.
but again, we're trying to maintain control in this interrogation and not let
Right,
him
you're
know.
trying yeah, you're trying to not show that. I get it. But I just want to make sure that's clear to everybody. Like anyone who knows Napano, Napano doesn't look okay. Beyond just being agitated, Napano looks unwell a little bit.
Someone else get information out of this guy.
He just chuckles. Strike a nerve, did I?
I'd like to try another one.
I will step
No.
forward to talk to him next.
Let
Okay,
other people talk to him before you fuck with all the rings.
I'm giving time, but
Maybe
when I sense a lull,
Okay,
I
Otto, what do you
think.
do?
Okay,
Oh,
Otto.
sorry. No, please.
I was going to say I don't think Nepano should be the one to ask, but someone should ask about the Dragon Guardian of the Mountain, like maybe why he hates religion so much, like what his intentions are, whether he's hostile to us. But Otto can do some questions. Just
Okay.
if there was a lull, I think someone should ask about the dragon.
Okay. Otto, what are you asking? What's up? What's up, Otto?
So why are you here?
I'm gathering souls. Was I not clear? Why? I forge things with souls. It is what our entire craft is built for. It's what our order does. We are the crafters of souls.
You're stealing souls.
Not necessary. And usually it is. The others are a little more stingy about where they get them, I suppose you could say. I have no such punctuation.
Would you say their subjects are more willing?
Depends, I suppose.
Adam sort of just like takes his spear and sort of taps it on the ground. You can see this, can't you?
Oh, that is. Where did you get that? That is not of our make. We did not make that. Where did you get that?
Seems like it came from somewhere a fair bit older than even yourself. And that's saying something.
Fascinating. He kind of stares at it intently.
But
He
it was
whips his.
made for a certain purpose.
Hmm.
And I assume you have some inkling of what that is.
I do not care for the purpose of these items, beyond their function. That is not my purpose. Simply to create, to hone my craft. That is the only thing I pursue. All other things are transient, unimportant.
Hmm.
When one dwells in the realm of souls and the realms of death, what matter? What does life matter? What does time matter? What does the passage of history matter? The answer is simple, it is not. All things pass, all things fall to ruin, all things rise again. That is the cycle of things, and it will always be so.
And what if something were out there that threatened your work? Something without a soul?
Then it would be destroyed. There's not that can withstand the might of a soul.
Hmm. I'm just kind of goes back to sort of like leaning position and sort of just choose on that for a minute.
I'd like to use another ring now.
God damn it. Okay, fine. What
I'm
ring
being
are you?
patient. I want to try out the amber ring. I'm going down the list.
Okay. Again, where are you pointing it? What are you doing with it? Are you pointing it at something, or are you pointing at yourself?
I'm not pointing anything at myself.
Interesting. Good to know.
I'm going to put on the amber ring, and well, this house is already in smithereens, so I don't see why I can't just hit it again.
All right, give me a roll.
12.
You're getting
You
better
rolled
at
a
these.
12? Fuck. Um. Okay. Here's what happens.
Also,
You
I'd like
point.
to say that I'm not dumping like a whole bunch of magic power into this. I'm like
No,
Tori's
no, I
trying to like
understand.
restrain herself, but she needs to know what they do.
Sure. You also don't really know how these rings work, so you're just kind of guessing.
Mm-hmm.
But you point the ring at the crater you created,
Mm-hmm.
and you watch as from the dirt, like the ring glows, and from the dirt, the ground seems to shift and bend as these amber spikes rise from the ground slowly at first, kind of poking up in a circle like a ring around this crater, before suddenly they shoot and close around each other in a sphere of amber that forms around the crater.
What the fuck? I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna like pick up a rock or something and like throw it at the shell of it, the amber shell.
It bounces off.
Just tinks off.
It tinks off. You
All right, I'm
watch as
not.
light kind of trails from the where it was hit and kind of travels through it.
Uh, I'm gonna like I don't know, like deactivate, but like not channel any more magic into the ring. This is the sphere still there.
If you just stop putting magic into it, it still stays. It's still there. If you try, are you trying to actively remove it?
No, I'm just trying to see like if I turn off the ring, does that mean that like it just goes away, or if it
Nope.
stays there?
It
It's
stays there. This
that
is a
is a
permanent thing.
that is a huge mound of amber there.
Well,
Holy
it
shit!
didn't. It didn't look like it was a perfect round. It looked like it formed a sphere around the spot.
Oh,
So there's
So
amber casing around the crater.
wow. Okay. I'm gonna assume that also chokes out the flames inside. No air can get in.
Correct.
Wow. All right.
Well, no, the flame still rages inside, but eventually the air will, the fire will die down for that reason, and maybe
Crazy.
others. You're not sure.
Okay then. What are we calling this? Amber Shell.
Prison of Amber Shell. Let's go with Amber Shell.
Cool. Okay. Thank you. I'm next person. Next person. Hurry, go so I can do more rings.
He's like a crack at it. He's itching. He's itching to try these rings.
I'm fine. I just need I need a hit, so I need you guys to chop.
Lyle, Otto,
So,
you got a question?
So the other sages don't attack unsuspecting towns or souls.
He looks at you. No.
Are they nicer than you?
No.
They don't like outsiders.
Who does? He says in the most curmudgeon-y old man voice possible.
They get their souls.
Yes, they do. Souls. What did you say?
Do they? Souls.
I can
Really-
barely hear you.
You're only
You're
barely
getting
coming
quieter.
through.
how do they get their souls?
Oh! Okay. They harvest them from the passing souls of the dead that pass through the gates in the mountain.
Okay, somebody else can take over since my voice is going out.
Like, you sound fine now, but for some reason the robotic voice was dying down for some reason. It's weird.
I don't know.
Maybe you accidentally turned down voice mod.
So you're saying that
No.
the dead go through some sort of gate?
Yes. The souls of the dead all congregate toward the mountaintop to pass through the gates of the dead.
And
Yeah,
what of
haven't you ever
the
heard of the afterlife?
That's not good enough for you.
Adam just kind of looks over because I mean, sure, but not quite like this.
The mountain is a sacred place. The souls of the dead are congregated and brought to the mountain by the flows of the world. And they pass amongst the gates there until they reach the end and move on to whatever comes next. The realms of the dead, heaven, hell, back to life. Who can say? Well, I could say. But I'm not going to. Because I don't want to. Because I don't like you.
Yes, I've gathered as
I
much.
don't like you either, so.
Yeah, you're kind
What
of
of
shitty.
the
So are you, old man.
Someone should ask about the dragon and how he fits into it all.
Yeah, that's what that was going to be the next thing. And what of the Guardian? It's clear you're familiar with it.
Ah, yes. That thing. Tedious thing it is. But it is powerful without a doubt. It guards the souls of the dead from the touch of the gods.
The touch of the gods?
Let me ask you a question, foreigner. Why do you think demons and gods and devils all covet souls?
Hmm.
Because they are powerful, are they? Do they not? Are they not? That is why they covet them. To
You make a
garner
good
and
argument.
gather souls grants power to demons, devils, and gods alike. All draw power from them, in some manner. Some from the worship of souls, some from simply consuming them, over the remnants of them. It all applies. But the Guardian will have none of it. When the souls come to the mountain, they fall under the protection of him. And he is well capable of preventing any from touching them. He is not of this world. I do not know his origins. I've only had to run into him once or twice when I was experimenting, and he attempted to destroy me. But I was able to escape and create a means to protect myself from his sight.
I wonder if he came from a meteorite too.
Gazella wonders out loud.
He came from a world that was lost. Not this world, another. The sages, some sages have managed to talk to him. Some of them he likes. I don't like them. They're. Ugh. They have too many morals still. It's very annoying. They impede the work. Anyway, the Guardian is from a world that was lost. To some thing, some grand disaster. It came here to escape it. It had a dislike of gods from the beginning, as I understand. But I know little else than that. I didn't bother to ask. I simply just wanted him to leave me alone so I could continue my work.
Seems it's not too happy with you touching souls either.
Well, one could say I fall in the realm of demon or devil, and the means of which I use them, if you are being rather ignorant about it, I suppose.
Can't
What?
hear ya.
I
Aaron,
could
you
not
should
understand.
just you need to reboot voice mod.
Yeah, it's like completely choppy.
I wonder why.
It was fine for like a while. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's kind of weird.
Until you
It's
started
spreading
talking.
Namaje.
No, I just burped.
It's spreading Namaje. He's got the. It's taking him out. He's got the Robo-Enza.
While Aaron does that, I will ask another question.
Sure, go for it.
So if you don't like the sages and they don't like you, I suppose it's safe to assume you can't lead us to them.
I mean, it's not a matter of finding that's the problem, it's getting to them. If you can get to the top of the mountain where they reside, it's hard to miss. The problem is getting there.
It's
And
not
what
hard to
makes it
follow
so
them.
difficult?
You do recall when I said the souls of the dead traverse the mountain, did you not? What do you think means else travels there? The creatures that reside within souls, the created from souls, those are not of the scope of demon or devil. They are interesting beings. And a soul can make many things. It can become many things.
So Otto asked, if the dragon protects the souls in the mountain, why is he here?
Why is this old guy here?
No, the dragon.
I presume the old
The
man.
guy. Oh, the old.
Oh, the old man is here
No.
because he's trying to leave the mountain so he doesn't get, attacked by the dragon. Because if the dragon caught him doing shenanigans, the dragon would have tried to attack him, is the answer to that. He would say it in some way that doesn't make him sound as shitty, or maybe he doesn't care.
Yeah, he's right. He doesn't want to deal
But
with
I'll
the
just
dragon
give you
either.
the answer out of character, so I don't have to try to figure out how to say that properly. But yeah, he's not on the mountain because he doesn't want to deal with the dragon fucking with the shit.
I would like to try the turquoise ring.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
Wait, which one's the turquoise ring?
It's the blue one.
I don't know. It's the light blue one.
The aquamarine or the sapphire?
Aquamarine.
I have sapphire ellipsis twice. Don't mind me.
And before
there's a turquoise, an
before
aquamarine, and a sapphire.
Right.
I'm
Yes.
aiming it at the sapphire shell here.
Hold on.
That didn't fix it, Aaron.
No.
You are not robots today, I guess.
It sounds fine for me, so I wonder what's going on.
You're going on.
Is Is it Discord?
It must
Discord
be.
looks like it's
Could
having
be.
trouble.
Could try rebooting Discord.
This ring is pretty straightforward. You point it at the amber shell. You watch as like the shell, the turquoise kind of bleeds, not bleeds, but like water seems to leach out of it, or it looks like water, and it starts to leave the ring and become a little ball. And you realize it kind of becomes a little translucent, and then it shoots forward and splashes over like this half of the amber shell. And you watch as like you can now it's like it's even there, and now it's like whatever. What did you think? Whatever in your mind's eye when you were thinking was there beforehand, or like what you imagined would be there if the stuff wasn't there, is now what you can see, where this has splashed over the amber shell. It's not complete, so it's like a bit of paint hit the amber shell and made an illusion of whatever you were imagining was there. So maybe the house, the part you can, it looks like part of the house is there now, but it's like around the shell.
Oh, it's okay, interesting. But I can tell the difference. I know it's an illusion.
You having illusion magic can tell it's an illusion. It's very like you can barely tell the difference.
It's very
Beyond
convincing.
it's very convincing. If you didn't
Wow.
know better, you would think if the house is there until you like walk around the amber shell and see the rest of the amber shell. And you're just like, oh, that's weird. Looks like it's paint, but it looks 3D. It's strange.
Oh wow, look at that. All sorts of magic on this man. All right. Back to the interrogation party. It is not better.
Call this. We'll
Well,
call that
well-
the Sky Veil.
Sky Veil.
Mhm.
All right. I like that.
Gazelle's gonna look over at Lyle and like kind of whisper loudly.
Hey, do you think the Gladys is after the dragon?
Do I think the Cladis is after the very atheist dragon on the mountain? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
If I were the Cladis, I would be after anything that I could weaponize. So, solid maybe.
Yeah, I think so too.
Good talk.
All right. Well, out of character, I can't think of any more questions I want to ask this guy. I feel like the other sages up on top of the mountain would be more helpful.
Guess we should just maim them.
And also, they're probably not likely to reap our souls.
Maybe. Pizza.
I got pizza too.
A
Good
pizza
taste.
appears in front. A pizza appears in front of the old man. He starts eating it.
Which ring does that? Give me that one.
Pizza magic.
Oh, that's just a spell I know. Just makes a pizza.
God, I need to learn the magic.
I ain't teaching it. Fuck off.
Okay.
Is that like hamburger magic?
Where the
Oh,
fuck's
hamburger
Trio?
magic.
Oh,
Hamburger magic is difficult.
Yeah, I knew a girl that was trying to master hamburger magic. She had to leave the party to go devote her life to it. It was really hard.
I'm sure she imploded.
I
Hamburger
think she-
magic is incredibly dangerous.
I think she did
You
die.
become
Yeah.
hamburger meat.
Yeah, she is a burger. I'm pretty sure. Last I heard.
As in, you explode into like a chunky meat. You
Oh.
ever heard the term being gibbed?
Yeah, all the time actually.
I see.
Old man is saying some weird stuff. He must
Huh?
be
What?
fine.
I don't remember the last 3 seconds. What happened?
He must be fine with the concept of death that is swiftly approaching.
Well, they are interrogating this guy. I think Nippano's gonna slip away and find somewhere secluded and try to do a communion ritual.
Okie dokie.
But that takes like an hour to do, so.
I bet the dragon won't mind that.
The dragon
will likely
just...
fall to pieces as soon as I start, because I'll lose the spells to animate dead.
That's true.
Does this mean
That's
that we're
true.
taking a long rest?
I mean, an hour
Please,
is
I
a
need
short
heals.
rest,
Manger.
but yes, we can do longer, but at least a short one.
Well, are you going to ask this old man any further questions?
I'll let Lyle do it.
I'd like to try out the aquamarine ring before Lyle does his question.
Yeah, let's do the rings.
I didn't actually think about the aquamarine, what it did. I have to figure out what that's actually going to do. Hold on.
Pick a different ring, dipshit.
Swap.
I can pick a different ring. Do you have something for the diamond or the opal?
I do.
Okay, let's roll the diamond then.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is easy because this is a very clear case of like it very much depends on what you pointed at. What do you point it at? And I'm not going to give you any further details than that. So you got to figure that out.
What do I point it at?
Yes. Very important.
I'm gonna point it at the remains of this chimney. Looks like the remains of a chimney. Maybe
Okay,
like some of the
nothing
fireplaces
happens.
there. Nothing happens.
It glows and then nothing happens.
What does the ring do? Does it like?
I'm not. You haven't figured it out.
It just shines.
It shines, glows, and then nothing happens.
You've selected an invalid target.
Selected an invalid target. Okay. I'll point it at the tree over here.
Okay. Point it at the tree. It glows. Nothing happens.
I wonder what this does.
You don't know.
I will put that on a back burner. I'm going to use the opal now.
Okay. Give me a Defy Danger.
Defy danger. Okay. 7.
Okay. What's the first person you think of?
The first person I think of.
Don't think. Yeah, right now. What? Say it. Just say it. Don't think. Say it.
Lyle.
All right. You turn into Vile.
Oh.
I turn to Lyle.
No, you turn into Lyle. You look like Lyle now.
I'm Lyle now.
Mm-hmm. You look like Lyle.
You can't tell because you can't see yourself.
Yeah, I was just thinking, what did this do? Cool. These aren't my gloves.
Now, is this just an illusion, or is he actually Lyle? In a perfect copy. Because at one point I was going to suggest to Tori, why don't you try doing this in midair, right? You've got wings. Why don't you fly and try your wings up there where you're not going to kill anyone?
All right, I will give you an answer to that question. Tori, you don't feel your wings. But you do.
You weren't flying.
Swing
You
my
do and you
arms
don't.
back and...
It's like you have. It's like.
Just cape instead.
Yeah, it's like they're gone. You just have a cape.
Lyle, I need you to voice how Tori would react if she was sounding like Lyle and did not have her wings anymore.
Ah!
I assume that was a scream.
We're gonna go with instant meltdown, instant what the fuck. It's like
It's like
imagine your
arms are
balls.
gone.
Imagine your balls disappeared.
All right, so, all right, Lyle, you can't just stop and take a second. Did you just hear yourself? Did you just hear yourself scream?
Adam immediately looks over at Lyle.
Gasol also looks at
Which
Lyle.
one? Which one? Which Lyle?
The one that they're in the room with.
He's fine.
I'm gonna shrug and try and lean to the side and look past Flesh Dragon and UA.
Did you just
You
scream
see yourself.
over
I
Uh,
didn't know you could do that.
You're over here now, Lyle, as well.
guys,
Two
I
of you.
think every woman in the room's dream just came true.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
there? You died.
I think you're.
UA looks over and then just says, so that the rest of the party can hear, "Oh no, there's two of them now."
Oh.
I'm the real one, I swear.
Turn it off! Turn it off! How do I turn it off?
You channel magic back through it,
Sorry.
It's
and it
Tori.
turns off. It takes like
Oh.
a minute. You have to fumble with it. Like it'll take you a while to figure that out.
Well, look, you know, I would be judgy right now, but if I had illusion magic the way Tori does, I would definitely conjure like the hottest people I could think of too. So like,
Adam, you walk over.
Props.
This Lyle's freaking the fuck out.
Get away from me! Don't look at me! Let's just fucking sprint into this house and dive.
Adam's just kind of left staring, and his face is like, it's definitely like he's about to say what the fuck, but he doesn't quite get there, and then just referred to the Jackie Chan gif.
Not gonna look at the other hole in the ground or the giant house with amber embedded in it. Just
Yeah, this shit's crazy outside. Shit's crazy outside right now.
Gazelle's
He saw another Lyle, and I think that's the more pressing matter at the moment.
Gazelle's gonna pat Lyle on the back and say,
Congratulations, you finally reproduced. I didn't think it would be like this, though.
no. There's got to be at least a couple of those floating around.
Jesus.
Adam just
Lyle
kind of scratches his head, looking at the amber
is
sphere thingy.
Ooh. Oh, BB, I'm gonna use you for a
Yes.
for a test. My diamond ring is still on. I'm gonna look over at Adam and unconsciously pour magic into the diamond ring. No, don't come over here! Don't come over here! I'm pointing the diamond at him.
Adam just kind of turns dead wet.
Oh, you had to put it at Adam. All right, Adam.
Oh, no.
Important question. Important question.
Uh-huh.
How comfortable are
What's
you
a
with
secret
dying?
you're hiding?
Oh.
What?
A secret he's hiding.
Yes, this is like of your origins, of you, of your physical
Ooh.
being.
Would it be something? Does it have to be a secret that like he knows?
Yes, it's a secret that Tori does not know specifically.
Could it be something that he doesn't know?
Is it like something Adam's
yes,
consciously
sure.
hiding?
The
can
tattoo
be-
that mom can never find out about.
It doesn't have to be conscious. It doesn't have to be a conscious secret. It could be a thing you don't know about yourself.
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Now, before he does this,
Mm-hmm.
does it happen automatically, or does he get to roll Defy Danger or something to try to resist the effect? Not that I don't want Adam to share some juicy bits, but
Yes, Swim, ask this question next time.
No, you don't roll. The only thing, the thing you get to decide is that you get to decide the secret. I'm not going to pick for you. You get to decide it. So you can you can share whatever you like that Tori doesn't know about you, that maybe even Adam doesn't know about you, that BB would think be interesting that Tori would learn from that. It could be something small. It could be like that time you stole cookies from the cookie jar, motherfuckers.
Or
I really didn't want anyone to know.
Ice cream.
It's she only rolled a 7, so it doesn't have to be something because of like the way we're doing this. It doesn't have to be like a great secret. It's more like to figure out what this ring does.
Okay.
So what's the secret?
Adam has no real interest in like being a tribe chieftain.
So you
What does
don't want
that
to lead your
even-
people at all. You don't want to. That's not a thing that's interested in Adam.
Yeah.
Okay. Tori, you were suddenly filled with that information. You now know this about Adam. You don't know how. It's like the information just is inserted into your brain.
What? Huh?
I think with a higher roll, I might have had to think of something spicier or more
Sure.
interesting. But
Sure. Again,
Now,
totally determined by you. And even if, let's say, that Tori had rolled higher, I would still leave that choice up to you. I'm not going to say you have to give a big juicy secret. Just whatever you think is appropriate. What do you think would be interesting for them to learn?
gotcha.
Fun.
And if you don't want a secret to be shared like that, that's totally fine.
I think it's very neat. I just didn't have anything like immediately on the spot.
That's totally fair. I'm not
On
gonna.
Lyle. Used it on Lyle.
Don't do it.
No.
No. Wait.
I don't make it clear. So no one is like scared that like, oh, someone's just gonna ask all the secrets. We're all adults here. We're not gonna. No one abuses fucking thing.
Right.
No one's gonna abuse this thing.
Yeah.
Right. I thought it was a neat thing to happen
Yeah.
by happenstance.
now
It's-
my question is about the ring. Is Adam consciously aware that he has now shared this personal secret of his with Tori?
No idea.
I just pulled straight from his memory banks, copy pasted, and that was it.
Yeah, basically. The ring does divulge secret.
Interesting.
Why do I know this? Ooh.
In other words,
The tree in the chimney doesn't hold any secrets.
In other words, we need to keep this ring as far away from Lyle as possible.
Yes.
No
Might have the
offense.
pickpocket skill put to use finally.
Or hold him down and use it against him.
Tori's going to kind of look over at Adam and be like, well, is it some sort of secret that you're not supposed to lead the village next? Is that
And to be
something?
clear, Adam, you don't know what would prompt her to even say that. You have no idea.
Adam just blinks a couple times. What did you say?
I feel like you just told me that you don't want to. I'm still disguised as Lyle.
Right.
feel
Yeah,
like-
it sounds like he's talking to Lyle.
I feel like you just told me that you don't want to be the leader of your tribe. I don't know if I've ever even heard you talk about your tribe like you were. I mean, I can relate. I didn't exactly want to be the leader of my tribe either. It was sort of thrust upon me, but
Lyle, what the hell are you? Wait.
oh,
And then it kind of clicks. Tori?
yeah, I'm Tori. It's just,
Why
look-
do you look like Lyle?
the rings, the rings. Yeah. Hey, would you kill me if I don't change back?
I don't know how I feel about dealing with two Lyles, so you better figure it out quick.
Imagine my position. I'm one of them.
All right. Good news. Good news, Tori. I now know what the aquamarine ring does. So, whenever you want to try that,
Let me just type in my notes here what the diamond ring does.
I've named that divulge secret. So,
And the opal is what? Disguise?
perfect
disguise?
illusion.
Perfect.
Perfect illusion.
I'm gonna go with perfect disguise just because I already have a illusion ring.
That's fair. perfect disguise. Because that's what it does. The illusion was just the word it choose. It doesn't like create perfect illusions of anything. It specifically disguises.
I'm gonna assume that the effect is wearing off now.
Yeah, you figure out how to turn it off, and like you turn it off, and now you're Tori. Your wings are back. Your wings are fine.
You don't know how terrifying that was.
Does she have to like think about Tori in order to turn back to Tori, or can you just
Yeah.
consciously power the magic down?
It's kind of like you have to turn it off. Like you've turned on a switch on yourself, and now you have to figure out where the fuck is the light switch? Where the fuck is it? I can't see it. Where is it? You should turn back off.
Okay, I've got one more to try. I've got one more to try.
You've
And
tried all of them?
Yeah, they're
Gestures wildly to the destruction behind her.
look, look around you.
It's wild.
Alright, well, let's see it.
I got this bluish tinged one left still. I'm going to point it over there, so you're going to want to stand back behind me.
Where are you pointing at?
I'm going to point it at the dome again. Maybe
Okay.
she's going to wave back just a little more, like just one more step. There you go. Okay. I trust you and all, but these things the first one tried to kill me, and then the second one could have also killed me. I feel like
Oh,
most
I'm
of them
well aware.
Yeah. All right.
Give me a roll. 8.
I'm so lucky I've scored success
Well,
on all of these.
The problem with this one is it's very hard to tell what's happening. You pointed at the amber. Oh no, no, because it's not. Yeah, okay. So you pointed at the amber, and you're not quite sure what's happening. You feel like something is happening. Your ring activates, and like something, like you feel the air shift from your ring, and then head toward the amber, but you can't quite see what's happening. You feel like something's happening, but you're not sure. The amber's kind of shimmering a little bit, like not actually like glowing or anything, but there's like some stuff moving in it. It's weird. Yeah, so you're not sure what it's doing, but it's doing something.
Things happening. I want to get closer and maybe take a look, but I want to be careful about it. Should I roll discern realities?
No. You get close. It's because you rolled an 8. I'm not gonna. Your unfortunate thing is, you know it's doing something, and it's something in the amber moves. But that's about as far as you can get. You're not sure what about the amber is moving. Like splotches in the amber are moving around, but you're not sure what the logic is or what is moving.
Maybe the amber is not a good thing to test it on.
You could always point it at Adam.
I already did that once. I don't want to subject Adam to something potentially worse than seeing a second Lyle.
There's a tree right here.
Sure,
Yeah,
there's a tree right there.
I'll point it at the tree.
Okay.
There's also a pit full of corpses if it needs to be humanoid.
Let's avoid casting unknown magics on the pit full of corpses.
You
Oh yeah,
point
do the tree first.
You point the ring at the tree and activate it again.
Mhm.
Again, it's hard to tell, but you definitely feel like something is happening. It feels like your hand is kind of controlling something. Like, describe a hand motion you try to do as you try to control this thing you're not sure what you're controlling.
I'm gonna wave my hands. I'm gonna wave my hand kind of slowly left and right.
You watch as the tree kind of shifts left and right.
Now I'm gonna do it a little faster and kind of like whip my hand right, but not all the way.
You whip it back and forth, and the tree moves with your motion. And you watch as it kind of cracks and like seems to get drier in spots before you suddenly whip your hand, and you watch as the tree, the left side, you ripped it to the right, right?
Yeah.
So the left side of the tree quickly and rapidly becomes extremely dry and brittle and starts to break. And then from the right side, you watch as like it starts to drip as all the moisture moves out of the limbs of the tree.
Oh,
So you're
And the
controlling
tree falls
water.
over.
I'm water bending.
You're blood bending, but with water, yeah.
Well, it's a good thing he didn't
You-
point that at him.
But it would have been funny.
Ouch.
It would have been pretty funny, yeah.
Could have killed. Could have killed Adam.
You could have killed a lot of people with these, to be frank.
It's true.
There's also the one.
All these rings are extremely powerful and overpowered. And my first thought is, these rings also look very valuable. And there's a
Oh,
person.
undoubtedly so.
There's a person with very sticky fingers in my party. But he can't use magic either.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also kind of shocked that there doesn't seem to be a cost to using them aside from like watch where you aim and don't hurt yourself. Like I really thought that it was going to consume a soul each time we tried for such a powerful item.
I'm
Not
Again,
complaining.
there's
Shocked.
there's not specifics of like how it's used. It could eventually become expended. You don't know. You have no idea.
The reason I took them and I didn't like pass them out to the rest of the party was because I had the mask and I knew that if I had to power the rings somehow, I could use the mask. I just didn't know what that would do, so I walked away from everybody. So my thought process was that I feel like I'm the only person who can test these right now because Depana is without her owl, and I don't even want to know it. I don't want to risk something happening with Otto if I give him these rings with his old soul, in case something happens. And since he's protecting UA, he's too busy, and not really sure if I needed to involve anybody else in the process. But you know, one of the rings is missing now, and Gazelle is swinging it around on Barry's head. So yeah, I guess that one's just lost. Maybe when he swings Barry's head and whacks it on something and the ring goes flying, I can snatch it back, but it's not like a priority for me because I think I have the worst of them.
There's the amethyst ring.
I have not tested the amethyst ring. That is the one I haven't used yet.
Which, if you look over at Gazelle, by the way, he's kind of carving into the horn, like fitting the ring into it.
It's
Jeez.
burying it in.
The amethyst one was either raising the dead or manipulating the dead, and I would like that one.
I'm
When
not
the
going
time comes.
not thinking about hoarding them, but I'm kind of being careful about them since they're powerful. The amethyst ring. Well, I do believe this was used for controlling the dead. I'm not sure if it's something I want to use. Controlling the dead seems not my style, not my flavor.
I think it was specifically the soldiers. Like the villagers were all used to make the dragon, but the soldiers he kind of puppeted to fight with us. So I assume that's what the ring did.
I'm gonna take a couple steps over here to the corpse hole. Are there any bodies left down there?
Yes. Yes. Yes, there is.
How many?
A lot. They have not. The dragon being gone has not removed the bodies.
I'm going to,
Really have souls the last time we looked, so
Yeah.
but does that
There.
matter?
don't know.
Don't know. Well, I do, but I'm not saying.
I guess it's worth testing.
Okay. This is the tricky one.
Uh-huh. Roll.
all right.
Ori.
I'm going to roll.
I hope you fail, because it'll be funny.
Don't let this be the
So
one
that would
that
be
you
pretty.
fail.
This would be the one that I would fail. Yes. Hey everybody, let's say this will be the one that I fail, so it really wills it into existence.
The
Nope,
one that
nine.
you're gonna fail.
Boo.
Beat you to it. I'm gonna try and focus on just like one of the ones on top if I can, can steer the energy.
Okay. Let's see. Here's the thing. You don't really know how to puppet corpses. You don't know how that works. You're not a necromancer, so you don't really know how to divvy up control. So when you try to puppet a body, let's say it's like a woman on the top, who's just kind of laying on the top of the pile of corpses. Again, no wounds, no real damage. They're just lifeless. This woman suddenly sits up, as though life had been puppeted back into her. But you feel like your consciousness is pulled from you and now placed both in your body and in her body as you get up. But you're also standing at the top of the pit. So you're in both places at once. And like you're seeing through both your eyes. You are very disoriented. And you will fall into the pit.
Vomit.
You land on the pile of corpses. Well, they're bodies. They're lifeless.
Can I try to stop Tori from falling? Or?
No. She's playing with all these rings. She has to be punished.
That's fair.
You're gonna take a little damage from the fall. 2 damage.
Corpses are a good cushion.
Okay.
What'd you do now?
Ow.
You look up at Adam, and the body also looks up at Adam. They're both looking at you, Adam. You see them in the dark.
Adam just kind of looks at Tori, then at the body, then at Tori.
Tori's gonna get like really cold chills. Get me out of here.
And the body also says, "Get me out of here."
Oh,
And their voice.
Nope. Nope. That just kind of starts inching away from the hole. Don't like that.
Need my hands of this. I'm dealing with this bullshit today.
The body also says, "Adam."
Oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this, woman?
Who's saying that?
Who's saying that?
I'm gonna look over at the corpse that's sitting up.
You look at the corpse looks at you, and your head fucking hurts as you look at yourself and are looked at by yourself.
It's like an eternal loop.
Like an eternal loop. It starts to hurt. Like your vision is doubling in on itself.
No.
Are you?
How deep
Unless
is
you do
this
something,
hole anyway?
you're gonna take more damage. Because your brain starts to hurt.
How deep is this hole anyway?
Pretty deep. But the bodies are a good cushion. Like 20, 30 feet.
20, 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
You have wings. I took them
roll
into
the
account.
scale.
You're fine.
Okay. I forgot that. I'm pretty sure my wings, buffer me from most fall damage.
Yeah, but you still had to. It was difficult, so you took.
Yes, this was a tumble.
Now, are you going to turn off this ring, or am I going to hurt you more?
I'm gonna snap it off. Turn it
off.
off.
The body just kind of goes limp and falls backward, and your head still fucking hurts, but it doesn't. So yeah, you looked at yourself, and then that has ceased, and now you're back in your own head, and now you have a splitting headache.
Get me out of here. Get me out. Okay, I'm gonna fly up.
You fly up and scramble up the side of the pit.
Alright, you about done?
I
look over at the amber thing. Is there still something moving in that?
No, it stopped.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of grab onto Adam. It's like I want to leave. I want to leave now. Let's
Well, I
leave
think-
now. Very carefully.
Well, I think we're just about wrapped up, so I'm sure that can be arranged.
The old man is just kind of floating there, looking annoyed, as he's kind of been just ignored at this point. As Otto is just kind of, Gazelle and Lyle are just staring at him, and Otto is like staring at him as well, but he's not blinking. So that's, unsettling. Well, except he doesn't care. He's just annoyed.
Well, I was gonna ask the man, like, so I appreciate you providing our friends with entertainment. If I let you go, you're gonna kill us.
He stares at you. No.
Are you gonna steal our souls? Be honest.
Not today. Not today.
Is it because we took
Are
your
you
stuff?
lying?
Yes, it is, because you took my stuff. I now have to go make some more stuff. Are you
Oh.
going to give any of my stuff back?
What's in it for me if I give you your stuff back?
I won't come back in later and steal your soul.
Oh. How do we fix the owl?
That's not my speciality. I was truthful when I said this is more of a outside of my expertise. I create things with souls. I don't animate souls like that. I can use souls, but to restore them to the form they were before, not really my speciality.
That's
You'd
fair.
have better luck venturing up the mountain and seeking aid from the other sages.
Hmm.
Or perhaps seeking the aid of the lost souls and the souls of the dead.
All right.
But why should we let
dragon.
you go?
Why should you let me go?
Yeah.
Yeah, convince me that
There
it's
is
a
no
good
right
idea
now.
not to kill you. Like, look, I don't particularly like killing, but I really don't want you coming and taking my soul later. It would really put a damper on things for me.
Here's
You
an
guys-
important question. What's up?
I'm not in the room.
You're not. I'm all
Like,
ears.
he harvested the souls of this entire village. He's not just gonna stop.
Yeah, I'm talking to him though.
Yeah, you are.
Let me ask you an important question. What do you think will happen if you kill me?
You know what? I hadn't really thought about that. I assume you're going to tell me
Perhaps-
something spooky.
No, I won't tell you anything. You just should consider that very carefully.
Okay,
Consider
well.
what my craft is and what you have seen me able to do.
Oh,
How
so
do
you
you
said-
think that will go for you?
you think you're going to turn into some spirit monster and come and haunt me or something, like some angry wraith? Is that what I'm supposed
He
to
stares at
take away
you
from
with
that?
his pure white eyes and his ghostly skeletal visage, and he leans his head forward. Do you think I won't?
Might
Can I
have
ask
something
one
for
more
that.
Let's
Sure,
see.
go for it.
Sorry.
What's your
Can
one
I
more
ask
thing,
one more
Aaron?
thing?
Yeah, what's up?
What's the thing in your chest do?
He looks at Otto. It is a device to aid in my work.
How?
Why should I tell you?
I'm curious.
Well, that's a good trait to have, but I am under no condition to answer your curiosity any more than I have.
I guess we could take it and play with it, see what happens, try and figure it out ourselves. But
Well, you'd have to kill me, so why don't you just kill me then?
well, I'm starting to get some second thoughts toward the whole angry wraith thing. That might be kind of a credible threat. So
I have
I'm
something for that.
a little hesitant to just, take take that risk. Look, man, like, I don't really like throwing around threats, but you know, you don't.
You have been throwing them at me since I woke up.
Yeah, well, look, man,
Got
if you were in our position, wouldn't you kind of be doing the same thing?
So-
Like, let's be real.
Oh no, of course, but that really doesn't work on me, and I really don't care. It'll
Not-
be a hindrance at best.
Oh, I'm not saying that killing you would be advantageous to us, but I bet we could probably
Take
make
to
it.
the dragon.
We can make it suck for you. Like you, it seems like you are trying to avoid the guardian on the mountain. Is that right?
I'll be right back.
I would prefer not to meet him. Yes.
Yeah, you guys don't get along.
No, we do not.
Do you think you'd be happy if we brought you to him?
Probably not. Probably destroy me immediately.
Do you think that it would be effective for you to haunt him?
Who says I would have to haunt him?
Well, I don't know. The dragon seems like it's
Let's
has
be
a way.
clear here.
Oh, it was
You
souls.
don't know how death works and how the souls of the dead move. I do know how they move.
Well,
So kill me if you wish. But either do it, or let me go, and let's be done with this. I grow tired of answering your incessant questions.
wow.
And listen to your incessant voice.
Wow. All right. Well,
Do it or don't. Choose now.
I'm gonna ask you one more question anyway, even though you're being kind of a dick right now.
Not really in control here.
I'm gonna pick up the lantern. And I'm gonna jingle it. It's like, is this thing full of souls?
Yes,
Cool.
it sure is.
It's kind of spooky, actually. It's giving me some heebie-jeebies. Just looking at it, holding it.
How? Interesting. How close are you holding it to him?
Probably closer than I should be.
Very good, very good. He smiles.
I'm kind of like
And he
dangling
starts-
it about arm's length away.
He starts speaking words.
Hey, don't talk
And
words like
you
that.
watch
I'm
as
gonna gag him
souls.
again.
Hey, stop. No
It's
talking.
already too late. It's already
No.
too late.
Oh no!
The souls
Really
will
should've
start
kept him
siphoning
gagged.
out of the lantern and head into his chest device.
Uh-oh.
And he starts gathering them up. As you try to gag him, the gag catches fire in blue flame as his eyes start to glow. He's attempting to do something, so I'm going to put it to you now. Do you kill him, or do you let him do what he's going to do? That is your choice right now. You can kill him easily. He is restrained. He can't...
Well, I'm just gonna say fuck it, and say like, all right, well, so much for that, and I'm gonna smash the lantern on the ground, just fucking throw it against the ground. I don't know if it actually breaks or if it bounces. If it, maybe it's really good craftsmanship, but I'm gonna throw it against the ground.
It does not break.
Boing.
It is much sturdier than that.
And I'm gonna take the dagger out, and I'm gonna slit his fucking throat.
Not the thing that's holding the souls.
No. And cut his fucking head off with this fucking...
That's fair. That's fair. Lyle doesn't know about death. I get it.
You slice his... Are you slicing his throat with the dagger you just got, by the way?
Yeah,
Just okay.
his fancy dagger.
Well, the knife cuts through his neck like butter.
Sure does.
So his head just pops off.
That's the first weapon that's actually cleaved into him cleanly.
And his head flops off. He's still speaking the words. As his eyes go dark all of a sudden, his head hits the floorboards and rolls and stops. His body, with the device in his chest. What's up?
I finish your train of thought, but I would like to do something cool. if this has taken an hour and I can have communed in.
Sure.
Maybe circle back to slitting his throat and him breaking free, if I can commune first. Are you gonna make me do anything unique for it this time, or just like normal, I reset my spells and center myself? I posted what commune does in the chat.
I see it. Sure. We'll say you have time to commune, given that everyone fucked around for an hour.
Experimenting
We're
with
fucking
rings and
around.
whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, assuming then that I didn't talk at all with my deity, and just reset my spells and centered myself, I'm gonna kind of trudge back into the room.
We'll circle back
Notice,
around on that, so don't forget about it.
yeah, but notice what is going on, that there seems to be a struggle, and that Lyle has just slit this guy's throat, and I'm going to attempt to cast a spell.
His head is removed from his body. It's not just he slit his throat. His head is removed.
I am still going to attempt to cast a spell, and holy shit, did I succeed.
Okay, what is the spell?
This is the spell. I'm gonna pull out a gem from my pocket and try to, like, capture his soul into it.
That's convenient.
Before it can escape or do any weird wraith things.
Alrighty. Okay, so here's what happens then. His head removes, it falls from his body, his light goes out of his eyes, the device in his chest deactivates, and his body kind of twitches and starts to crumble before your eyes. And then something leaves his body, like in a split second, like it would have been gone. But then it's and pulled across the room and into a gem into Pano's hand.
I'm going to turn around suddenly and see Napano stand there holding the gem, and then look back to the headless guy and be like, "It's not what it looks like."
You were not honestly stupid enough to let him escape.
Well, he didn't, did he? You're welcome.
And like it's clear that like there was an effect about to go off as like the energy leaves his body and kind of his body breaks apart. And you're all kind of you feel like the air rushed past you. Like there was an effect that was going to go off. So it was not like you just cut off his head. He was about to do something. And it would probably have been very bad for all of you.
Is the thing that was in his chest still reacting, or has it gone quiet?
No, it appears to have deactivated.
Okay. I'm going to poke it with my finger.
Yeah, it's his chest falls and the rest of his body falls apart, but it's still like kind of in his chest, whatever's left of it. Is he kind of crumbles?
Oh, so he's like his body's falling apart from its restraints then.
Mm-hmm. So he kind of falls to the movable rod and onto the floor.
Ew! Oh, dude.
Well.
You know, I was trying to have a pleasant conversation, but he was being kind of a jerk.
Pleasant conversation while you're holding them hostage at knife point.
I mean, to be fair,
it was surprisingly pleasant.
Look, the guy kind of set the tone for the negotiations.
He's a soul-devouring, soul-manipulating evil wizard man. What do you want from me?
Is this flesh dragon still here?
I mean, yeah. Oh well, no, not now. It crumbled
away.
Alright, well, I guess probably Tori and Adam probably noticed some shenanigans going on over here. It's kind of hard to notice the flesh dragon collapsing and all the yelling and the decapitations and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, like, especially once like the wave of like released energy kind of hits, like it definitely spooks Shere Khan again. And he kind of runs up to Adam and Tori, and
Was it, boy?
Tori, are you still hanging on to Adam?
No, I've kind of that was like for a second, and now she's
Okay.
just kind of like she's sort of standing up.
He was gonna catch you, and the little dragon could give you eyebrows and stuff.
That was exactly what was going to happen. Yes, he was just going to be like, "Huh?"
She's like kind of like still on the ground, sort of, so he could like he can like make eye contact with her right now. Like they're like
on the ground, Okay.
yeah.
Shere Khan just kind of tilts his head, and Adam reaches down to help her back up.
It's a cool dog. I want to leave. Cool rings, not this one.
Well, I mean, yeah, we should probably go see what the hell that was.
All right,
Yeah.
let's move things forward a little bit as you two re-enter the room. It's getting late. You enter the room and see this corpse on the ground of this dead sage. His head removed. Napano has a gem in their hand that is glowing with a blue light. Lyle is grossed out by the corpse that is crumbling before his eyes. It is very gross. There's a metal contraption. Perhaps you begin to investigate it.
I'm poking it
But
with
Napano, let's roll back the clock. You were communing with your god, yes?
More accurate to call him my patron, but I guess God, sure.
Sure, your patron. You were communing with your patron. What were you asking of your patron when you communed? Because I assume you're seeking guidance in this moment because you don't know what the fuck to do.
I don't, and I'm looking for answers to what happened, to see if they're all right, if there's a way that they can reconnect our souls again. Just looking for any kind of guidance in this situation.
You're brought to a dark place in your mind, and all you see is darkness around you. You feel the cold encroaching on you. You feel nauseous. You feel like you do when you're high on a mountain. You don't feel comfortable. You feel afraid. You're reminded of past events in an uncomfortable way.
Mm-hmm.
And a pair of eyes look down at you through the dark. And let's see, what does it say? Mending the rupture will come at a cost.
What cost? I'll do anything to get them back.
The cost may be more than you're willing to give, but if you seek it so, head toward the gates to the dead and speak to the one of power there.
The one with
That is-
power? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. The one of power. That is your only option.
Are you referring to the dragon guardian of this mountain? Are you
He does
connected with them?
I'm not clarifying that. You're competing with a patron, so you're gonna have to figure that out. But he is saying, head toward the gates of the dead and commune with the one who holds power there. They will ask for a price, and if you seek to mend this fractured soul back onto you, you must pay that cost.
If I'm not able to if I'm not able to create the connection again, what will happen to them?
They will journey to the land of the dead.
And they'll...
And in short order, you will as well.
But they'll be all right in the afterlife. They'll be safe.
As safe as any soul wanders toward the land of the dead.
As long as it's somewhere peaceful, somewhere they can finally rest.
I did not say that. That is not a choice you get to make.
I guess I'm in the bargaining stage of grief here.
It doesn't. Yeah. And it kind of just stares at you without. It's kind of cold. I mean, this patron is probably pretty cold.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of just staring at you, unblinking with its great eyes.
I kind of want to ask why he originally made the connection between us, but also you know what? I think I'm gonna say nothing. And just I'll do it. I'll pay any price.
Then go and collect the coin of the dead. And then this vision ends. And then you have to prepare your spells, right?
Yes, and
So the spell that you prepare, like almost unknowingly, is the spell that lets you trap a soul.
it lets me. Oh yeah, that's the one. It wasn't on my prepared list of spells. That's why I needed to go commune. So I thought we might need something like this.
And then it was. And then take that however you want to take that. What that means.
Are you saying I've consumed the spell and I can't do it again?
No, I'm not saying anything like that, and I'm not going to clarify. You're just gonna have to figure that out.
Ooh.
Can you say it again then? Repeat what you said.
I said that when you opened your eyes back up, you had prepared the spell Trap Soul without even thinking about it. You did not make that choice as a conscious. Napano did not make that choice consciously. That spell was just the one that you had prepared.
It was thrust upon you.
It was thrust upon you, is what I am saying.
Might have to reconcile that because I was planning on trapping this guy in a gem either way. Like, I didn't know that he was going to break out and go full Wraith mode on us, but I was planning on taking him with us either way.
Okay.
Just as kind of a means of torment. Like, I don't feel right about killing him, but I'm not going to let this guy free to harm anyone else, so I'm going to trap him in a gem. And
I guess the point I'm trying to make is not so much that you're trying to punish him. Maybe you had that thought, but this happened before you even had that thought. This just you had the spell ready, and before you even had considered it.
All right.
Napano did. That's what I'm saying.
I have the spell prepared.
You have it for a reason, but we don't know what the reason is yet.
I mean, if it's as simple as exchanging a soul for a soul, I'll trade this guy for my owl in a heartbeat, but I don't think Maja is going to make it that easy for me. But either way, that's good for that.
Okay. So we will end it there on the beginning of presumably will be a trek toward the mountain and up to meet the sages at the top, where apparently the gates of the dead lie.
Dun dun dun.
Also, there's an ultra-powerful dragon who lives on this mountain.
Maybe he's friendly, as long as we don't,
He's probably not.
I'm sure Gazelle will punch him.
Gazelle will punch him in the face. And then he'll get mad, and then they'll start punching each other, and there'll be an epic duel of punches.
Sounds about right.
I can't wait to see the old man.
And then they
Punch
become
the
best
dragon
friends,
to
and then they go on cop adventures.
Yay.
Alright. So when are we thinking for next time? Forgot when
Well,
everyone's out for.
Let's wrap up the recording for now. Do we need any experience awarded for today?
Did you discover a new place? No.
No.
Well, yes.
Ish.
We didn't do it last time. You said we were going to combine the two for kind of one session.
This is
That's
true.
true.
So you did find a location. You found this town, and you found it in the message end. Did you change the notable location? Not really.
I wouldn't say so.
It was change by the
I
time you
mean-
got here.
Story
We
kind of
know of the
changed
gates of the
landscape.
dead now.
You didn't really change this place any more than it was already
Yeah.
changed.
But our knowledge of the mountain and the gates of the dead has changed, and I feel like that's important.
That's discovering a new location, and
That
you can only
doesn't
get one
count.
experience.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
You did overcome a notable enemy, so that's 2 experience, and I believe that's the 3.
Yep.
So 2 experience for everybody.
Yay.
I get it.
Yay.
And I get an experience for failing my roll earlier. Right?
You sure do. You sure do, buddy.
Yeah.
What role did you fail? It seemed like you got them all.
The first one.
The first black ring.
Oh, yeah, that's
failed
right. Yeah, dipshit.
I had to save myself or lose. Well, I lost my rapier, which sucked.
You've got other weapons.
You got a scythe still. That's
I-
pretty cool.
I have not used the rapier a whole lot.
It would be
But-
very funny if you failed that, and then I got to take a limb.
That kind of would have sucked, yeah.
Clip your fucking wings, bro.
Oh, I wouldn't take the wings. I would take one of your legs.
How would you touch the pinky toe?
No, I would take a leg.
2 toes.
How about you take one of Gazelle's legs?
I'll take one of Gazelle's legs. I'll take one of Lyle's legs. I'll take anyone's legs who's
Hey,
offering their legs. Who
I
wants to give me a
didn't-
leg?
Don't involve me in this. I'm being good-ish.
You kill an old man.
You know, he was kind of asking for it. I did everything.
tried to-
He was.
I did everything
He
in my
tried to kill
power
us.
to avoid killing that old man, despite the fact that he was definitely asking for it the entire time. Okay, well,
You know?
Yeah, he's kind of a douche. That was the idea.
he
kinda sucks.
He certainly did
Kind of a
suck.
shitty old man.
He was a big old stinker.
Didn't like him.
By
Is the
you too.
recording over?
No, not
Bye,
yet.
YouTube.
Bye.
You wanted to feed the old man to Barry.
Oh well, you know, there's still. I'm sure there's little chunks,
Butts,
What's
butts.
hiding?
There's still chunks.
Bones, boners.
You could eat the bones.
Think
That's
what?
enough.
Goals.
Bye.
That's enough. You can